Is a live-in relationship actually legal in India? Can you get alimony if you break up? And do you really face jail time in 2026 if you don't register your relationship with the government? If you don't know the exact answers to these questions, you are leaving yourself completely exposed. Imagine this, you have been living with your partner for 5 years. You bought an apartment, a car and a sofa together. You even co-parent a dog. You are practically married, right? Then you break up, or worse, tragedy strikes and your partner passes away unexpectedly. Who gets the apartment? Who keeps the car? Can you even sign as their next of kin at the hospital? Are you legally permitted to perform their last rites? For lakhs of young Indians, the answers to these questions are not common sense. It is a legal labyrinth. Today, we are cutting through the noise to tell you what Indian law actually protects and where you are totally vulnerable. This is not a lecture about morality. It is about your money, your rights and your future. Let us dive in. Segment 1. Myth versus fact. Let us start with the single biggest myth out there. Live-in relationships are illegal in India. That is completely false. The Supreme Court of India has repeatedly made it clear that two consenting adults have every right to live together under Article 21 of the Constitution, which protects your right to privacy and personal liberty. Over the years, 3 landmark cases shaped this freedom. First, in Lata Singh, the court ruled that adults have the absolute right to live with whomever they choose. Parents might disagree, but they cannot use the police to interfere. Second, in the famous Khushbu case, the court beautifully noted that morality and legality are not the same thing. Just because a society might judge a lifestyle doesn't make it a crime. But the biggest game changer was Indira Sharma versus VKV Sharma. The court faced a tough question. When does a live-in relationship become legally similar to a marriage? They laid down a strict test. To get legal protection, a relationship can't just be a casual weekend fling. You have to live together for a significant time, share household bills and present yourselves to society as a couple. In short, you do not need a marriage certificate to live together. Your private life is your own. But wait, there is a massive 2026 catch depending on where you live. While the Supreme Court protects your right to live together, state laws are changing overnight. With the implementation of the Uniform Civil Code, that is UCC, in states like Uttarakhand and several other states pushing for identical laws, registering your live-in relationship with the government is now mandatory in certain regions. If you live in these areas and fail to register within 1 month of moving in, it can actually land you up to 3 months in jail, a hefty fine or both. So, while it is legal, staying off the government's radar is no longer an option everywhere. Segment 2. Then why are there so many court cases? If live-in relationships are perfectly legal, why do so many couples end up in brutal court battles? Because legality and legal protection are two completely different things. Marriage comes with a ready-made, comprehensive legal safety net built into Indian law. Live-in relationships don't. Imagine a couple, let us call them Rahul and Priya. They have lived together for 6 years. Everything is perfect, but then Rahul tragically dies without leaving a will. Priya assumes she has the right of a wife. Unfortunately, that is where many people receive the shock of their lives. Without a valid will, Indian succession laws strictly favor legally recognized heirs like parents or siblings. A live-in partner gets absolutely nothing. Segment 3. What rights do you actually have? Let us break down exactly where you stand on the 4 biggest legal issues: domestic violence, children, property, and medical emergencies. 1. Protection from domestic violence. If a woman faces abuse in a long-term live-in relationship, does she have rights? Yes. The Domestic Violence Act protects women in relationships that are in the nature of marriage. But remember the test we mentioned earlier. If the relationship was completely secretive or casual, a judge may deny protection. Quick note for men. Remedies under domestic violence laws are strictly for women. However, if a male partner faces extortion or false complaints, his protection lies under the general criminal law, specifically the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which has completely replaced the old IPC. For instance, the old section for cruelty, section 498A, is now section 85 and 86 of the BNS. 2. Children born from live-in relationships. Here is some good news. The Supreme Court has been incredibly progressive here. Children born from long-term live-in relationships are treated as fully legitimate. They have complete rights to inherit their parents' property and can claim maintenance. The law protects the child even if it does not fully protect the relationship. 3. Property rights. Now for the bad news. India does not recognize the concept of a common law spouse. Living together for a decade does not automatically make you a legal heir. If your partner dies without a will, their biological family inherits everything you built together. 4. Medical decisions and financial nominations. Imagine your partner is rushed to the ICU after an accident. Can you sign the consent forms? Often, no. Hospitals are incredibly strict about next of kin. Without a marriage certificate or legal authorization, you are effectively a stranger to the medical administration. Segment 4. The hidden risks. Beyond the major legal points, there are real-world risks most couples completely ignore. Breakup economics. If you split up, who keeps the TV or the fridge? There is no legal framework for asset division. If you don't have the receipts in your name, you will likely lose the item. The parental notification trap. Under the new state UCC rules, if a live-in couple is under the age of 21, the government registrar is legally obligated to inform their parents when they apply to register. This completely shatters the privacy that younger couples rely on. Rental harassment. Many landlords still put clauses in leases banning unmarried couples. While these are highly discriminatory and tough to enforce legally, they cause massive mental harassment. Segment 5. What if one partner is already married? Here is a massive legal landmine. If one partner is already legally married and has not obtained a formal divorce, the live-in relationship is considered void ab initio, meaning completely invalid from the very beginning. The second partner cannot claim rights as a spouse or inherit anything. The only exception courts have made is for maintenance. If a woman was completely deceived and did not know the man was already married, judges may grant financial maintenance to prevent absolute destitution. But asset protection? Zero. Segment 6. How to protect yourself. Look, marriage offers absolute legal certainty. Live-in relationships offer personal flexibility. Neither is automatically better than the other. But if you choose a live-in relationship in 2026, do not just rely on love to protect your future. Be practical. Protect yourselves with these 4 steps. 1. Write a will. It sounds grim, but do it early. State exactly what goes to your partner. 2. Sign a cohabitation agreement. Yes, these exist in India. It is a notarized contract outlining who pays for what and how assets are split if you separate. While courts don't treat them like a formal breakup, they accept them as powerful evidence of your mutual intent. 3. Update your nominees. Don't leave your insurance policies, bank accounts or corporate PFs blank. Set your partner as the nominee. 4. Execute a medical power of attorney. Give your partner the legal right to make medical decisions for you if you are ever incapacitated. Conclusion. The Supreme Court has given you the freedom to choose how you want to live, but freedom is not the same thing as legal safety. Marriage is a legal fortress. A live-in relationship can be a beautiful, flexible home, but without the right paperwork, it leaves you completely unprotected from the storm. Before you move in together, don't just ask if it is romantic. Ask if you are being legally smart. Do you think India needs a single nationwide law giving live-in couples clear rights? Or should marriage continue to hold a completely separate legal status? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If this video helped clarify things for you, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a breakdown of the laws that affect your life. See you in the next one.